Good day to all. My name is Andre Fernando Uribe. Next, we will look at the timeline of the accident. Causalities and their main study models. The timeline of accident causalities is directly linked to the beginnings of mass production in industries. As industrial production began to present accidents, and therefore the scholars of the time began to generate studies in this regard. It became necessary to understand how accidents occur in order to establish interventions that prevent their occurrence. It can be said that accident prevention is the most basic of all safety management paradigms. If safety management is effective, then there shall be no accidents. The first well-documented application of accident case knowledge of record is that of the DuPont company founded in 1802 with a strong emphasis on accident prevention and mitigation. One of the main themes of this study have to do with trying to understand the dangers they live with in order to take appropriate action. This company created the first division aimed at safety and accident prevention, and in this way substantially reduce accidents and improve design and operation of its explosive plants. Ringgold and Watts, as well as Noble in the years 1919 and 1926 conducted complementary studies in a total of 14 munitions factories. These studies examined areas of work conditions not previously investigated, such as humidity, working hours, age of workers, experience, and absenteeism rates. The history of accident modeling itself dates back to Herbert's original work, W. Henrich, was the book Preventing Industrial Accidents. In 1931, became the first major work on the understanding accidents. One of the most remembered works of him in the pyramid that bears his name, and which it can be observed that for every 300 accidents without injury, there are 29 accidents with a temporary, sick leave, injury, and fatal accident. There are 3 accidents models that are simple linear models that assume that accidents are the culmination of a series of events or circumstances that sequentially interact with each other in a linear manner, and therefore accidents can be prevented, be eliminated, one of the causes in the linear sequences. Complex linear models that are based on the assumption that accidents are the result of a combination of unsafe acts and landed dangerous conditions within the system that follow a linear trajectory. And complex nonlinear models which predict that accidents are the result of combinations of mutually interacting variables that occur in real-world environments, and that only by understanding the combination and interaction of these multiple factors can they be truly understood and prevent the accidents. In the simple linear models that begins around 1900 and continues to the present, there are two models that are Heinrich domino theory that has its principle that the occurrence of a preventable injury is the natural culmination of a series of events or circumstances which invariably occur in a fixed or logical order. In other words, an accident is simply a link in the chain. The 5 factors of this model are social, background, ancestry, guilt of the person, unsafe acts, mechanical and physical hazards, accident, injury, birth and Germany, loose causation model. This model was a continuation and improvement of the previous model, where they recognized the need for management to prevent and control accidents in situations that were rapidly turning into highly complex situations due to technological advances. Complex nonlinear models started around 1960 and lasted until 2010. 4 main models are framed in this type of model, which are models of energy damage, whose principle is that damage injury is the result of an incident energy whose intensity at the point of contact with the receiver exceeds the receiver's damage threshold. Time sequence models. This model adds 4 missing elements at the beginning of the domain, which were 1. The need to define the beginning and end of an accident. 2. The need to represent the events that they occurred on a sequential timeline. 3. The need for a structural method in the complex nonlinear models that have their beginnings in 1980 until 2010. Approximately 3 stand out mainly: the theoretical system of accident model and process functional resonance accident model and complexity and accident modeling. These 3 models are developed in parallel to the previous complex models, but with the great difference that they approach is based on the complexity of the causes of accidents. They identify four main sources of variability, which are the human factor, the technological factor, latent conditions, and barriers. Thanks for your attention. Good day.